Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Take-Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check Take2Radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take-Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is David from Take-Two Radio Soaps and Review, and tonight, well, right now I have Candace.
Hello.
Hi, Candace.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
And I'm glad. And we're waiting for Anthony, and I'm not sure. I knew he was live when I sent him a message, so I'm hoping he makes it in, or maybe something was held up, because I was sure he said he'd be here on this day. So while we wait, we can go over some news, Candace. Where are we on? Week 8?
So basically we're still on we started the ninth week of the Writers Guild strike. Still doesn't look like it's going to be an end. This week is the final vote about the SAG strike, which means that if they vote yes, July 1st, the actors will go on strike. Now, this does not affect the daytime actors because they signed a kind of a protection coverage for them. So daytime actors will be able to work while the strike is going on. Many people have gone on social media to kind of say the same thing I say all the time, is that daytime actors are under SAG. How come they can't be a part of this? Also, how come they can't be a part of the SAG Awards? That's a whole different story for another day. But
yes,
many of the daytime actors, like Michelle Stafford, Kate Linder, Christopher Sean, Greg Rick, all, posted. They're in, support of the WGA, as we are as well. Now, one of the things I should mention is if they do go on strike, the actors, this does affect your audio dramas podcast. Because they are under a SAG new media production contract. So basically, while the daytime actors don't get to still continue to work, your podcast actors and actresses will not be able to. So that's where we're at right now. Sophia Mattis, who plays Sasha on General Hospital, she just recently celebrated a birthday the other day, so happy birthday. But at the same time, she also dropped the news that her baby is already born. It's a month old. She had a baby girl back in May, so congratulations to Sophia. Also, let me see what else happened. Matthew Atkinson is engaged to his girlfriend, so congratulations to them. And that's all I got. That's it.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yep. I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm blanking.
I am blanking out too. I thought I had news. Any comings and goings? Well, we know Miranda Wilson wraps up on July 6th already.
Yeah, she did make that announcement on her social media page. And also, okay, this was one of the big stories, and I'm going to explain something because I feel as though I need to go on a tyrant, a little rant, if I'm allowed to. Days of Our Lives fans, you may have heard that as of today, actually today is Monday, that the Days of Our Lives PR department, which was led by Leah, hey girl, is no longer there. They dismantled the Days of Our Lives PR department. Now,
I heard things. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that all Peacock content, let me say it like that, has their own PR department. This does not mean a bad thing. I just want, because I saw a lot of people saying this. Here's what's going on. So basically, some of the people from the PR department will be a part of this PR department structure. There may be some changes. We already seen some of the changes. I don't know if anybody noticed, but we haven't been getting a lot of spoilers lately regarding the comings and goings. Again, we did get one, by Miranda talking about, Megan's departure in July. But one of the things is that Albert R., who is the co-executive producer of Days of Our Lives, also sometimes does directing, will be a part of the PR department. That's going to be very interesting to see how they structure. Now, what I was saying about kind of not knowing things, we have Lamone Archie, who came back last week. Nobody knew he had filmed keep in mind, Days of Our Lives filmed 6 months in advance. So you got to go back here. This happened around Christmas, around December, January, for him to return to Days of Our Lives. Around, I want to say January, February even. Nobody knew about that until the week of last week. And then, of course, you guys have heard that Sowers is also coming back as well. Again, did not know this until, like, the last couple of days. So I think they're going to be changing some of this whole, you guys already know certain things from, like, that far into the future. I think they're going to be cutting that out. They are going to still give spoilers. That's not, but it's just, there's some things like returns that they may be keeping under wraps, and I understand, and I'm going to say this, I agree with this if they do this, because I feel as though we now live in a society where we have to know everything. Like, we have to know everything at all given times. And it kind of takes away from the stories that they're presenting. I'm going to say this, for some of you guys that are listening, you guys may not know this, but some of us who are a part of this, there was a time where we didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing until the day of, when it was on the show, where it was either a character being killed off, meaning they were, officially gone off the show, a character coming back, a show ending. We found that out, but, some of us still didn't know. So I think they might be taking a page out of the 1990s book a little bit with all of these returns, just to see how the audience reacts to it. This is not the plan to save days, because I know everybody keeps talking about this, but this is probably a part of what they were going to do. It's under the Peacock contract now, so there's going to be some changes here and there. But I just want to say this, and I'm speaking from the heart. I know Days right now is not perfect all the way, and I understand that some of you guys may feel as though they are wasting their 2-year renewal. But I will say this. Days is now officially a streaming service show. They're no longer network. So there's some changes. Right. There are some changes that I have noticed with it being on Peacock. For one, I will say this. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but Kristen Alfonso, Peter Reckles, Steve Burton are kind of big deals in the industry. Their paychecks was a little bit large. Just saying. The fact that, there is some new sets, some modernized lighting and stuff like that. I've noticed that too. Obviously, the big one is the language. There's some cussing more. There's some, they're pushing the boundaries a little bit. Like I said, to me, I'm seeing people that I've also noticed a rotation, and Days fans, please don't act like they never rotated stories before. Like, when I say rotate, it means, okay, on this week it's this person, the next week it's this person. Characters come in and out, come in and out. And I understand days lost in couples. I totally get that. But I also have to look what's on the canvas. And so far, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. It's like I said, is it the best show? It's far from. When we get to a certain soap, I have some issues with that show. But to me, Days is that show that's giving you traditional families. Like, you know, again, right now it's the mirror heavy. I understand that, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying, you know, I mean, I'm enjoying certain people being on back burn for a little bit. Not saying that, you know, I love seeing Maggie being the way she is. So to me, I will just say this. Days fans, just stick with the show because I always say this. August 8th, 2022 could have been a whole lot different if they would have said, after 50-something years on NBC, Days of Our Lives has been canceled. I constantly go back to that. They're trying, you guys. This is something new, and yes, I'm going to say this. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, they might be doing like Passions." I want to. We don't have enough time, but I will say this: if you really are, and I get it. We all are soap fans. We worry about our shows. I totally get that. But don't be on the bandwagon to say Days is going to fail. Because here's the thing. Days fans, and I'm speaking on behalf of the As the World Turns and Guiding Light fans, okay?
Right.
We wish
all of us.
We had this opportunity. And you notice I didn't say All My Children, One Life to Live because they also had a second wind. They had a second wind. But shows like Ryan's Hope, and yes, I know there was on SoapNet, but not original, like new ones or not, and everything. Like I said, to me, this was a big roll of the dice. You got 2-year renewal. You have certain people coming back. The fact that this show, the Peacock with Beyond Salem, got Bo and Hope back. And like I said, I understand. I get it. But at the same time, take a look at – there's more positives than negatives with Days of Our Lives right now. And I don't think everybody is seeing it. I think everybody is seeing it because – seeing more negatives because they're not – and this is my opinion. All opinions is Candace is alone here, is not everybody's watching the show. They're hearing about what's going on social media. Right. They're hearing it within, you know, the message boards and stuff like that. Or I'm just going to say it, they're clipping. So my thing is that Days of Our Lives fans, you want to enjoy the road to 60, just look at the positives. Just focus on the positives. Yes, like I said, all 3 shows aren't perfect.
No,
but they're trying their best to give you some good entertainment.
They are trying. They are doing their best.
Rant. Yeah, I just need to go on that little rant.
Well, rants are good. It gets it out of your system.
Yeah, because also another thing too is, and I'm going to say this, is that Days of Our Lives is okay. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Days of Our Lives is the last sort of soap that Erna Phillips was a part of.
It was, yeah.
So you think about that too, is that, you know, yes, you still have, actually technically, you still have 2 Bell shows, and you technically still have one show that had the fingerprints of Erna Phillips. Like I said, you know, me personally, I'm still invested in Days of Our Lives. I want to see what they do with certain, you know, there is some departures that's coming up, and there's some returns coming up. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. So I just needed to get that off my chest. So, yeah.
And the one thing that probably disturbs them is the way SOD came out and said the new plan to save days. And that's probably confused a lot of people. I know I was confused because I thought Days was doing well. Why?
I mean, they always come out.
Say that.
I mean, here's the thing. Every year, Days While Lives comes out with that, the plan to save Days.
Okay, keep going.
That's why they made fun of the cover when Megan and when everybody was looking at the cover of what's the Salem paper? But it said, the plan to save the Mirror Enterprise. Days was making fun of their own selves with Soap Opera Digest covers. My thing is that the plan to save Days is the same plan to save Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful, and General Hospital needs a cover. It's It's now on streaming. This is a soap now. I know some of you guys will say, well, Passions was on there. Passions got passed around, but it wasn't a streaming service. There was a big difference with that. It's just very interesting how people are handling Days right now. I see more people saying certain things, and I kind of want to say, well, did y'all want the show to be canceled? Like I said, is it perfect? No, it's not. It's not like, but it's giving me something. I'm interested in certain storylines. There's some storylines that I'm just like, okay, y'all need to work on it a little bit, like a little, sew in a little bit. But like I said, it's giving me something versus another show that's giving me nothing.
Oh, no. I'm sure we'll get into that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I like, while we're on Days, why don't we just take off from it?
Okay. So.
What, do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Dimitri and Gwen? That's a little too quick.
Look, this is how I feel about it. Gwen is intrigued by him. He's intrigued with her. Leo is like, he don't know what to do with himself.
No, he does not.
I need for them to play certain beats because that's my comedy. I call that my comedy section because I know that, I just first and foremost, Emily O'Brien, Peter, and Greg, I'm like, y'all didn't share no scenes when Young and Restless. Well, Emily and Greg did. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. There's some funniness to it. I know that a lot of people aren't feeling it, but I'm kind of intrigued with this. I do want to see what happens next with this. I also want to find out who Dimitri's full father is.
Yeah, well, I hope it's who I think it is. It'd be interesting.
If it's Bo, I will freaking pass out because that is true. I know people is like, okay, let me address this too. I know people are like, you can't tell a story without having Peter Ruckle there. But yes, you can because, again, I always say this. Imagine if and when Bo wakes up, he finds out he has another son, the same child that he thought was aborted 40-something years ago. Days fans, this is not a recon. This is not a rewrite. Megan and Bo were together first. I know, Bo and Hope. I know, Bo and Hope, Bo and Billy. Yeah, I know. But before Billy, before Carly, before Hope, there was Megan.
There was Megan.
So curious as to if they were to go there. Because there would be a lot of explanation because the mama didn't like her. No, she didn't. So I would love to see how they will explain it. Now, hindsight, do I think Days is going to pull a fast one and say it's somebody else? Of course.
Oh, yeah.
But the soap writer in me, the person that would cause some oohs and ahs and like, oh, wait, what? I would say Megan Megan and Bo had that's both kids. Just saying.
Mhm.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting. It seems like it's all rushed, knowing. Well, I can't say rushed. I mean, how am I going to do this? The timing on it, knowing that she's going to be gone and by next week sometime off the air, it seems like all of that part they had to hurry up and do. So my thing is, if Miranda's leaving, is Peter staying?
Peter's staying.
Peter's staying. Okay.
Mhm.
So you would think she'd want to be a part of that.
Well,
I don't know how they're going to do that.
I will say this. Now that we know, spoiler alert, Dr. Rolfe is back. And notice he was in Princess Gina's submarine. So
I heard
I'm wondering, I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, because it's like Megan wants him to do, to do certain things to Stefan, including, like, she wants, and not only that, she wants Harris to be brainwashed again. So I'm like putting two and two together. I'm trying to figure this all out, because I don't know if Megan gets trapped in her own situation, or I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. I even like the Theo and Megan scenes.
Oh, the Theo and Megan thing. Yeah, well, Theo rubs off on everybody's good side. He's that
but
type
you
of
also got to
person.
say, Megan does not know nothing really about Theo or Lexi.
Right, just who they are.
Right, just by word of association.
Right.
Like when Megan was getting caught up about the whole how's Kristen, Tony, Andre, and that whole situation, and she spoke for the rest of us who lived through it. She was like, "Okay, my head hurts." I'm like, yeah, because you got to remember, like, and then you got to think about Peter Blake, because they brought that up. Then they was like, yeah, Kristen is really not related. It's just she's in the family. And then you got Tony Andre and that whole situation. And, yeah, they were married. And then it's like, okay. And then when she said that Kristen and Dimitri was going to get married because they're not blood related, it was like, yeah. See, that's history right there, too. That's not, yeah. Because Kristen is the one that they would marry her off. Yep.
At least they pay homage to history. I'd like to see more Tony and Anna in this.
Oh yeah.
Because they gotta come in somehow and find out that EJ and Kristen are sort of MIA. And I think it's going to be interesting if Stefan finds them before her plan goes into action.
Oh, yeah.
So on the other front, what do we have? Oh, so we're seeing another side to Maggie. I am intrigued by it. I'm intrigued.
Classic.
She's getting her groove thing on, and she's bumping along with the rest of them, and she's gonna be Mrs. Victor Kiriakis in that role. I think she can handle it. And so far, I like what she's doing. I mean, she's not being, Mrs. Sugar-coated lady right now. She's somebody else, but I like her, and I like her taking on that personality. As long as it remains redeemable, because we don't want Maggie to tumble. She's probably one of the ones we don't want to see. We'll always be prepared. She may have to start playing dirty, knowing that Alex set her off. But this is going to be interesting to watch, and I look forward to that. And what do you think? Do you think Chad's going to take the role?
Well, okay, so I'm going to say this about Maggie, because this is something else that I saw. First and foremost, Maggie has always been very outspoken and spunky, going back to day one. She's always fought with people, and 9 times out of 10, she's got away. But she always did it kind of classy versus being a true bitch, okay? Sorry, you know. But now I like the fact that she's got, I don't want to say she's power hungry, but she's got this sense of power. Again, when you're around Victor Kiriakis, it kind of rubs off on you. So her intentions about Demira, and see, this is what I like about Days, because right now I'm confused. I'm like trying to figure out who is going to run Demira Enterprise. Will Maggie take it? Will EJ get it? Will Stephon and Gabby get it? Is Megan plotting? Is Kristen going to get it, or is he going to go to third party somewhere else? With Chad, I don't know.
Wait, Candace Neck doesn't know?
Say it again?
Candace Neck does not know?
I don't know, because this is what I think. In hindsight, I would love for Chad to get Demira Enterprises. I would. That would be the ultimate, like, wait, what? But Chad's got his hands kind of tied up right now, which, okay, Dave, I'm going to say this. I think Chad needs to be more into this Demira stuff than with Stephanie. I'll talk about that later. But I don't know. I don't know.
He's like, what do you call that? Wild card right now?
Yep.
I know he loves his family, even regardless of all the garbage that goes on with them. So you probably want to be there. I would like to think that he puts himself in it, but who knows? I mean, this will be a challenge for him if he does take Alex's position at Titan, because he's going up against his family.
Yeah.
In his family's company. And Xander can't take it. Xander's happy. So I don't know. It seems rather. You're right. I don't know either, Candace. How about that? I don't know how to call this one.
Right.
That's a hard one. So probably, why don't we go on to something a little more easier? Xander and Chloe.
I called it. I told y'all. I knew it. It was going to happen.
Yep. A little soon, too.
Okay, so, I'm just going to say this. Paul Taffner and Nadia have good chemistry. They really do. They do. And they're pretty.
Yep. Definitely.
But I'm just like, okay, when did Chloe become that girl or that woman? Where, like, I don't know. Like, so Brady and her are completely, like, done, right?
done. So
because
it seems.
I understand because, but I'm like, you kind of, like Chloe, we've talked about this. When you went from Brady to Stephon, like, girl, you need a pause. You need a pause.
Yes, you do.
I understand Xander's hot. Trust and believe. I understand that. But we're not doing this. Xander. Then again, Xander, I get you. Because you haven't, yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, look, they're being honest with each other. I'm kind of like, okay, this is like interesting. I don't know. And then you had the fact that Chloe and Xander was thinking about Brady and Sarah. I was like, I'm done. I was like, okay.
Like Brady and Sarah?
Yeah, they was like when they was yeah. They were kind of thinking of, I mean, here's the thing. Xander was thinking about Sarah. Brady, is fresh on Chloe's mind. So, yeah. I'm just like, okay.
It is a little, like you said, she needs a pause because I don't think she comes up for air in between the men. I mean, she was all ready for Stefan, and then when he just said, "I don't love her. I don't love you anymore."
I don't love you. Okay, bye.
Bye. So they tried Brady.
And then
you had
a little kid. And then, Chloe, you had a little kid out, like, get you good. Because Rachel was like, I don't like her dad, and my dad's going to pick me over you. And, well, then Brady did, John. So, all right, Chloe. I like you, Chloe. You know that.
You got to take it easy.
Yeah. Sorry, Chloe.
Yes. So we go on. I don't know how much they're going to show this, but with Sarah and Rex.
Okay, all right. Look, we all knew that Sarah was pregnant with Xander's baby. This is my problem. All right, Sarah, you don't want nobody to know. And Bonnie is like, I need to tell somebody. Okay. I feel as though this is, okay, I will say this part is the weak link for me. Because it's like, all right, I don't know how long Lindsay's staying. We do know Cal Louder is not on days because he took a job. If you're living in Reno, Nevada, hey, y'all can see him starting, Saturday as the co-anchor of the evening news. So congratulations, Kyle. That was some news that I forgot. But I don't know where this is going to go at with Sarah having Xander's baby. But, okay, like I said, even though that's a weak link, I'm interested to see how Xander reacts to all of this. I want to see how Sarah handles that. So we'll see what happens with that.
So we know Kyle's no longer on. Well, we know that was taped earlier, so
yeah,
he's no longer on now. So I'm kind of interested in how they write that off. And if Lindsay goes with him,
right?
I don't want Sarah to go because she's a Horton, and haven't we lost so many?
I mean, okay. I will say this because this is something else that I saw, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I know that Days of Our Lives has always been about the Hortons, the Bradys, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But this is why I said, like, right now it is Demure heavy.
It is, yeah.
I'm going to say it. All soaps have done this. And this is a hard one for Days to swallow because, again, for a long time you've had Hortons on, the show.
Right.
Technically speaking, you still got Julie.
Yep.
You got Eli.
And you got Eli right now. We got Eli.
You still got Sean. Like, there's some Horton representation on the show, but not as much as before. You
Right.
take a look at Young and Restless, you take a look at Bold, and you take a look at General Hospital. They've sometimes lost some of their main core families. That's not a bad thing, you guys, and it's not a good thing. It's just they want to showcase other families right now. Right now, there's a family who has been on the show for over 40 years, which is the Demures. There has been plenty of Demures on the show, but right now they're Demure focused. Again, we talk about rotation and stuff like that. I get it. I understand it. With Sarah, I need better writing. Because I always said for Sarah being, I just don't like the writing for her because it's very cartoonish. And, yes, I know some people said, well, that's Lindsay's persona. It is Lindsay's persona. Lindsay is one of those girls that I just want to hang out with, and seriously, if you can get her on the show, I would love it. But the character of Sarah has become, I don't know. But like I said, I want better writing for her. Yeah, so that's all I got with this one.
That's all you got with it? Yeah, she's fun. She just needs the material.
Yeah.
To sink her teeth in.
And we know Lindsay can do it. We know that. We've seen her on Bold and Beautiful.
Right.
So
she can do it. So my next one. Okay, so we go in. Well, we missed Tony and Anna. We know we're Megan and Harris and Dr. Rolf.
Yeah.
This one is a little difficult because at the end of today's, we see Harris with a gun on Megan. And that's how they left it for us. So you just got to come up with scenarios of what's going to happen after this. Will Ralph get to Harris before Harris gets Megan?
Well, that's what I said. Like with, the setup about Megan is Megan wants Ralph to brainwash Harris to get Stephon. But I'm interested because Harris is working with Steven and everything. So I'm wondering if all of this is going to lead to Megan somehow getting injected or something happens to her. Like basically her orders comes back to haunt her and they get her or something. I'm curious as to what's going to happen. I'm going to say this. I'm going to need. Okay. I know this was Ron's story from right around the time Kristen Alfonso left. Navy SEAL guy. Da 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 da. I need for them to give me more on Harris. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Harris has been around. Right. I need something or somebody. Eve Donovan to, come in because that's the only association with this character.
That's it.
Unless you go ahead and you just you need to do something with Harris because I'm not going to say this is a fail. I think this is one of those things where it's like, okay, we have the story, we're playing a certain beat, but after this beat is played, we need to play some other beats. I think that's what's going on right now. But I am interested to see what happens. So,
would you like to see Harris remain?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that. And let me preface this. I'm not saying it because I don't want Steve back on GH. I'll get to that in a minute when we get to GH. It's just I feel as though what they need to do is they need to make Harris a character that the audience cares about, and not because it's Steve Burton. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Like,
you want them to care about.
I want more. Yeah, I want more character. Right. Because again, when Steve came over to, and I'm gonna say it, y'all know me. When Steve Burton came over, that was a oh my God moment, because it was like, wait, what? But there's certain parts of Harris that reminds us of a certain character, again, that he played on General Hospital. If you want to separate and everything, and not just try to rub it in, like rub the salt in the wound, you need to make Harris a character that not only us who have watched both shows, Days and GH, to really be fully invested in this character and his storyline, but also for the Days fans who do not know that Steve Burton first started on Days of Our Lives before he was on General Hospital and Young and the Restless. You need to make this character who is technically still a fresh character, because, yes, he was on during the 80s, but he didn't have much of a real presence. That's why I said you're going to have to bring some people on to kind of help get that point, So, yeah. I want to see him
maybe
stay.
Jennifer. I think Jennifer was there. Jennifer and Eve.
Well, see, with Jennifer, that's a whole different story right there, too. But I would say more Eve, because you have her brother on there, because I don't know how long Andrew's going to stay.
That's true.
But you need to kind of pull some people from your archives back into the fold. Unlike another show that doesn't do that. I ain't going to say no names yet.
No, not yet. So we need to care more about Harris. And we need more to care about.
Yeah, we need some more, because here's the thing. With Beyond Salem, you did a good job with that. With Days of Our Lives, you're doing an okay job of getting me, like, I'm still invested because I want to see where this goes. But after this, I need more. I need a little bit more. Broaden him up a little bit.
Yeah, he needs a little shadow and more dimensional.
Yeah.
He's just a stick figure right now, basically. And
he's shadowing. The writers are really shadowing what he was doing on GH.
Right.
And I think we all can say that, but that's why I said, like, you're going to need, especially if, like I said, for us who watch both shows, look, we can see the similarities, and I get, I get the shade. Days writers, Ron, I get the shade. But, and it was funny at first, but now it's like, okay, we're like almost 2 months, 3 months deep before like 4 months in, 2 months in, 3 months in. We need to start kind of, yes, he's tied to the Megan stuff, yes, but what else outside of this is he going to be a part of? Who is his top six that he's going to be involved in? You got Steven, obviously, but again, that's all tied into Megan. So, yeah. And I know you guys can do it.
Yeah.
So, ain't that hard?
Can't be that hard. Flesh out a character.
Mm-mm.
Make them do it.
Right.
Yep. So where do we go from here? Who's left on Days? And we think we handled everybody?
Okay, I'm going to talk about the Abe stuff. The Abe.
Okay, go ahead.
The Abe stuff. Because,
Abe. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to clarify
this into Abe. I'm going to tie all this in. and people can say, okay, Candace is talking about all the black people on the show. Abe with Julie, Talia with Jade. Make sure I got it right. Okay. Let me just say this. I usually don't like memory loss storylines. I usually don't because I've seen it played so many times.
I hear
but
you.
I will say this. Dave, you got me. Because I'm like, oh, Lord, Abe got amnesia. I'm like, oh, God, not this kid. But I like the fact that it's an alternate universe for him. Because, all right, you have, Whitney being Paulina in a house with fake cats watching my favorite soap, too, Heart and Soul. Look, Peacock, wait, Ron, I know you're not writing right now, but in the near future, can y'all please do something on Peacock with Heart and Soul? I'm just asking for a friend.
That would have.
Because I want to find out what happened to Charmaine and them. I need to know. I need to know what happened because I'm invested. I'm like, I get it now. Like, I'm invested. Because Charmaine looks so much like Mary Beth Evans, it's not even funny. Oh, wait, that's her. Never mind.
It is. It is Mary Beth Evans.
That was my joke. That was my joke of the day. Thank you. But I like the fact that Abe is like, I don't know if like, see, this is the thing. I don't know, because he's starting to kind of have some moments. So I don't know if he's starting to put two and two together and going to be going along with this con because you don't know what's really going on. So you got that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, again, did not know these people were coming back. We got current Theo, who comes in and he does a little speech and everybody's like, your father would be so proud of you and da-da-da-da. Of course, you got Eli because he said that the babies was with his mama and everything like that. Julian Duck. First and foremost, Bill Hayes. Let me say this. One of my favorite scenes this week was him and Chad playing cards. And Chad goes and says, I think I got you. And Doug says, no. And I'm thinking to myself, Chad, do you not know that Alice Horton taught Doug how to play cards, and she was good too? So I was like, I like Grandpa. I like Grandpa Doug, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have Julie and Eli confronting Stephon and Gabby. And Stephon is like saying, well, your wife did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But at the same time, Gabby, you like, but I'm going to say this. Julie, okay? When I say that she did everybody a service by saying and putting some people in their place, she really did. First and foremost, when she said to Stephon and to Gabby, to have a woman get on her hands and knees and beg. And when Eli had said, and I'm pretty sure everybody saw the clip, saying a black woman, that's when I was like, because I'm going to be honest, there is something that's really more power. It's something powerful about that situation, and I don't think everybody can understand. So when Eli said it, I was like, he ain't lie. And Julie is still reading both of them because they're both acting like, oh, we're holier than thou. We're the best thing since sliced bread. We are so in love and everything is peaches and earth. No, it's not, because, Stephon, you did certain things that some people can't forgive you for, and Gabby, same thing too. Like, you was playing around with the remote control for a heart. Yeah. Like, no. And yes, I think sometimes Julie does see a little bit, not saying all, a little bit of the feistiness in her and Gabby or whatnot, but I am so curious as what's going on. Okay, back to Abe. So you got Theo, and everybody's like, saying we wish this was better circumstances and everything, because they're all trying to, was coming to celebrate the anniversary of Paulina and Abe's anniversary. Which, by the way, Dave, I'm mad at y'all. Because I had to sit down and think about this. They got married not only on Juneteenth, but the day that Lexi died.
Oh.
Really, Dave? Like, All right, writers, y'all should have had Theo. Like, Theo could, like, I was like, wait a minute, June 19th. I said, Lexi died this day, and y'all didn't even acknowledge it. Like, oh, y'all so.
It was?
Renee Jones. Yeah, June 19th. Yep. Yep. Yep, she died.
Oh,
yep.
boy.
So, Renee Jones, we hope that you're having a great retirement, honey, because we sure miss you. But, so you got Theo there, Eli's back and everything. Abe is like, you know, having a moment. And then all of a sudden, Whitney's like, do you want to see your son? And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I don't get this. When I saw second to OG Theo, because he was the second second Theo, I was like, wait a minute. Now, wait, did anybody spoil this? And that's when I saw, like, I think, like, the day of the casting announcement that he was coming onto the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. What's happening here? Because the last time I saw him, he was, I don't want to say a baby, but he was little. And I'm like, now he's tall. And I'm like, oh, my God. So when I saw him and James Reynolds have scenes together, it warmed my heart because that, you know, I can't say this is a new face. This is an old face. But you got him pretending to be Theo. I was like, I said, y'all are so wrong for this. And I'm like, oh, Abe, I hope you get out of this soon because I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm enjoying it.
It is. They're making it interesting. And
right. And they did say,
and
look at, let me just say this too. They did Eli made a mention, and this is where I think fans are kind of like on edge of their seats with this, is that Eli said that around Christmas time, Lonnie was going to be out, you know, for parole, like, you know, up for hearing, and she can come out of jail. And then we found out, like, again, we found out Sal was coming back. So it was like, okay, is she getting out early? What's going on? But some of you guys probably saw where it's like, is this Lonnie, or is this somebody else? I'm like, oh, Lord. Nonetheless, we didn't think we'd see Lamone and Sal back one day, so I'll take it.
That was a nice surprise. Because I was wondering who he was going to play when it was announced. And then they said, they're going to use him as full Theo for that case. So because they couldn't get Cameron, that would be, well, I don't know, that I don't think that would have worked. But
this is the thing,
maybe she said Brandon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they said Brandon. I was like, they'll say what? Like, oh, y'all remember him? And I was like, I'm not going to hold out. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get my hopes up. But if y'all can, that'll be nice. I don't know if y'all can, but if y'all can, please do. Because I would take him.
Where is he? I do remember him partially. I don't remember the actor's name.
Oh, Matt, I know who you're talking about. But him and Sammy, I like it. Yep. Him and Sammy was a good couple.
I think I remember that a little bit. I remember that a little bit watching it. It's been a long time.
Right.
Oh, wow. So that would have been something, too, if they did get Brandon on there. And be good for Nicole.
Well, Nicole's kind of got herself occupied a little bit.
She's a little preoccupied.
Just a little occupied, so, yeah.
So we're still waiting to hear if the labs are going to figure out if Sloane did swap herself.
Well, I mean, we did see it. I mean, we saw the flashback. She swapped herself.
We did see that. Now they got to.
So we'll see what happens.
The lab
we'll
has
see
to
what happens.
recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that? So now we gotta wait for Abe. They found. Now we know why. Now we know why Nurse Whitley took Abe's blood to give to Jerry, and now they want to make sure that they think that Abe died. I did see I did see a picture. I don't know if it's coming up or not, with Lamone and Carol.
Oh, yeah, that's
not today.
This week. Yeah, it's probably this week.
Maybe at the end.
Yep.
At the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we hit our days quota. Do you want to go on the one that's giving you trouble right now?
Yeah, let's get to the show.
Okay. Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one with the G?
Yep.
Okay.
As many of you guys have known ever since I started. Well, let me just say this. Ever since I've been on the show, this show has given me, like, the highs, the lows, and everything. Like, to the point that I had my divorce papers, I was ready to file, and then it reeled me back and whatnot. I am officially going to say this. As of today, Monday, what's the day? I can't even think. June 26th. I am now going to place myself on GH medical leave because this show, no, in all honesty, this show, I think I speak for half of the audience when I say this show is just arg. I preface by saying I don't give a rat's booty about this show. There's nothing really holding me to this show. It's just it's really a mess right now, and I can't say this is the WGA stuff because this isn't. It's just, to me, this is one of those situations where GH, y'all will benefit from a time jump. Dan and Chris, do a time jump because at this point, I just don't understand the show. You have two amnesia storylines going on.
They do.
Which, yeah, as me, and now with Eddie Mays.
Mm-hmm.
You have Carly and Nina, round 528.
Three all together if you count.
Well, here's the thing. Regardless, it's more than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have all of Laura's kids gone. Two in a coma and one somewhere, I don't know. I hope he is paying child support. Okay? You have Spencer and Trina. And first and foremost, let me preface this. People Magazine, shout out to you. Shout out to the GHPR department. Because I saw that interview with People Magazine that came out today. And I was
with Nick and Tabby?
Yep, with Nick and Tabby. This is how you do it. I miss these kind of things. I get excited when I see this. So shout out to you guys for that. But I need for Spencer and Trina to have a first date by now and not worry about that cute baby that I want to take. That baby is so freaking cute. Like, seriously, Ace is so cute. I need for Esme. Okay, y'all are taking this too far now. Y'all are taking this on too long and whatnot. I don't care about the FCC, the 90210, the FBI. I don't care about that storyline because it does not benefit anything. You got Drew, who is now the deadbeat father of the year, giving up his daughters for Carly. There's characters that I'm not recognizing right now. I'm still conflicted on certain things. Like, seriously, all jokes aside, this show has given me headache after headache after headache. And I think the problem is that, and this is just me saying it, they have no direction as to what's happening right now. Case in point, I'll take the recent situation, the situation that's irking my soul right now. GH, you turned 60 years old back in April. You're in your 60th season. You are the longest running soap opera currently in production. Okay? You know better. You know better. To what you know exactly what I'm going to say because I've been saying it for the longest time. You do not know how to do this. Dan and Chris, I respect all the writers of the soap genre. I respect and love you guys, but this is one of those times where I need for somebody to tell me that y'all did y'all research because clearly y'all didn't. I need to know if somebody made a blunder. So, after Ned, found out about Nina's little secret and everything, y'all know he skipped, hop, and jump and everything and fell into the pool, bumped his head. GH, you missed the opportunity. You could have had a PSA announcement talking about, pool safety. Like, hi, I'm Evan Holt, and I'm Eden McCoy. We just want to let you guys know that this summer, make sure that nobody gets hurt by the pool. Okay? Y'all could have had that. Y'all didn't do it. Okay. So you got Ned in the hospital. You got Olivia in Brooklyn and Tracy. All right. Yeah. TJ wakes him up. Okay. Perfect psych test. Do you know where you at? I'm in a hospital. Do you know where you're at? In Port Charles, New York. Do you know where you're at? Do you know what year it is? 2023. Okay, GH, you're convinced. You got me, right? Then when you said, when Olivia said, oh, honey, I don't know you. All right, I was fine with that. Then when you said he didn't recognize Brooklyn, I was like, say what? Then when you said he didn't know Tracy and he said, my name's not Ned, my name is Eddie Main, I was like, I'm done. Bye, GH. Now you did it. For those who don't know.
It was 90. This is when I was first watching, so
right.
This is when I first.
To me, I'm going to agree because I think you're going to say the same thing everybody else said. Eddie Main was a stage persona, okay?
Right.
It was not like, And, all right, I could have bought if he didn't know Olivia, right? I could have even bought when you said that he didn't recognize Brooklyn. I was going to say, okay, this is a question mark. When he said he was in the hospital, when he said it was Port Charles, but when you had him say that the year was 2023 and he didn't know Tracy, this is where I got irritated because you could have easily said, he could have said, Brooklyn, you're not Brooklyn. Mom, you look old. What year is it? 1995, 1996? I would have been all for that.
But
you didn't do it. So this is my problem. It's like, all right, you're now doing a Jason Quartermain. Yeah, it's not computing. And as of today, I can now say it. GH, you're trying to recreate or redo the Jason Morgan situation. When Jason got into the car accident, his persona was altered. Now that all he wants to do is play music. And it's like, okay, he's rebelling against that. But I'm like, what the? Okay. Then you got him in contact with Nina. I'm like, Lord, we just went through this with Mike, a.k.a. Sonny and Mike. So Nina has now dealt with two amnesic people who's keeping a secret. I'm having such a problem with this. This is not even funny anymore because Eddie Main was one of those characters, one of the storylines that I also fell in love with GH. This was back in the day when, you had this character who obviously hooked up with Lewis, and also his Ned persona was with Catherine Bell, okay? Thing is that it made sense back then. Right. Now, I would have said
at that time he knew it.
Right. Like this wasn't like a split DID storyline. This was not.
No. It's a double life.
But the thing is that I'm just like, you know, GH, if you're going to try to go back in time to do certain storylines, please don't. Please don't. Just when I saw it, it's like, okay. Now, here's the thing. All right. I know everybody is wanting Lewis to come back, right? Okay. I'm going to be the one to say no, because I don't think Dan and Chris will do it. One, or Frank, I should say that, because Frank, you know, is the casting, Mark Tessner and all that. I don't think that's going to be the case. What I think is going to happen is there's one woman, and I'm surprised, and I really see GH his way.
Alexis?
Right. She's the only person that's current on this canvas that knows about Eddie Main. The only one.
Well,
but to me,
Olivia knew about it, but she wasn't there at the time.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if GH is going to try to connect the past with the present, Alexis is the only person from that time period that's still current on this canvas.
Catherine's gone.
See, what you could do is redo the whole Ned and Alexis storyline. But the thing is that I don't trust GH to do it
properly.
Period. Because, and this is what I'm saying, like, GH, this is your 60th anniversary. I know what you did with Chase was an homage to Wally Kurtz. Okay, but now you got the Eddie Main. Like doing the whole Eddie Main thing with Chase. That was an homage to Wally Kurtz's anniversary. But the problem is that James, you got too many storylines going on right now with so many open endings that I don't even think you know what's going on. Because this whole Carly,
Maybe they don't know. I bet you they don't.
But see, this is a problem. They should. The Sonny and Carly thing needs to end like today.
Oh, yeah.
Carly.
Way over.
Look, I'm going to help you guys out. Carly needs to face some consequences. Yes, she does. I'm sorry. She is not Ms. I'm above the law. I'm da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. She needs to pay some consequences because this started with her. The fact that Drew got 3 years, first and foremost, everybody like, oh my God. No.
Well, you play, you pay.
Yeah, so the other player needs to get played too. And the thing is that, okay, y'all, I get she knows Sonny, but guess what? They're not together. She has to face her own situations. Because remember, a couple of weeks ago, we went through the whole, I am Caroline Spencer. I don't need anybody. I can handle myself. Okay, handle yourself, girl, because that's the problem. You got people doing your dirty work. And again, Drew sacrificing his daughter for you, Carly, And I'm glad Sam said what she said. She said, Dante is there, but you're her father. What are we supposed to tell her? I was like, thank you, Sam, for waking up. Always nice to see you. But come on now, like, and then you got Sonny, like, again, Nina did right. She told the truth on two people. Two people was doing some dirty stuff. It's just, to me, this story.
It gets you a little aggravated. I tell you, I never saw the movie Dumb and Dumber, so is this a little bit what it's like?
No, this is like, just, you know the show Just Shoot Me? Do you remember that show on NBC? Yeah, just go ahead and do it. Take me out of my misery watching General Hospital. Because the thing is that, and I'm saying this with all due respect, GH has by far the MVPs of daytime television on their show with their actors. You got Maurice, you got Jeannie, you got Laura, you got Mara, you got John, you got all of these great, amazing, talented people. But
you do.
But, and let me say this very clearly, yes, these actors can turn crap into gold, but guess what? Sometimes it runs out. I know for a fact that if this, because I sometimes be like this, all right, I have to sometimes put myself into the shoes of these people, okay? And when I say them, I mean the writer. I understand that Carly and Nina are supposed to be the great rival of the show, but I'm going to say it right now. No, they're not. To me, okay, let me take this back. I want to say this. Carly and Nina are good enemies, but you play them every single day, every single week, every single month. They cannot, I'm just going to say it. They are literally carrying the show on their backs. Laura Wright and Cynthia Watros. Kudos to y'all. But at the same time, this is not like a Dorian and Vicky. This is not an Erica and Brooke. This is not a Jill and a Catherine. This is not a Reva and Annie Dutton. This is not a Sammy and Nicole, Sammy or whoever you want to put her up against. With all of those rivals, you had breaks. You had a start and a finish to one chapter. A couple of months go by, maybe even a year, and then you start anew. But we're continuing it on from the time that Carly and Jax, and I'm putting Jax in because people forgot about this, when Nell went off the cliff. When Nina almost told Carly the truth about Sonny being Smite. We're literally two paternities later of not telling Nina who her children are. And then it's like this. And yes, folks, y'all forget, Nina has a childlike mind. Yes, she's in her 40s, 50s, but keep in mind she was in a coma. So she feels as though this is like high school. Like, okay, I'm going to get the popular girl.
Yeah.
But at some point, GH writers, we need to pass the propose, okay? We need to do this. Because you got Willow over there. And that's another factor that I need to address.
Yep.
I know people who has had leukemia and cancer for a very long time. I do. But y'all not playing this story the way that I think, and I think some other people may have agreed with this, the way that it should have been. Willow is sick. And even though everybody is poisoning her a little bit towards Nina, including herself, half of her should try to get to know Nina for the sake of certain things. Nina wants something to call her own because she feels as though everything is going to be taken away from her. Michael, I don't know why you acting like this never happened to you. Because you wanted to get to know your biological father.
You should be more supportive.
Right, you should be more supportive. Like I said, this story, this structure of GH, because, all right, you're building the GH, and here's another thing you're doing. You're building everything up again like you've been doing for the last couple of months and years. You already said that Sonny and Nina are allegedly going to get married in the fall.
No.
Okay, so that's September. You're building everything up to where either Ned gets his memory back and he outs Nina, Carly or somebody teams up against Nina. Pretty much you're writing Nina to be in the corner to where she loses everything. I don't like the writing for Nina. I don't like the writing for Carly. I don't like the writing for Ava. Right
oh,
now.
My God, Ava.
Okay? I have no idea what's going on. It's not her. Thank you. Because the Ava I know would have been like, bop, 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 bop. I got who, da, 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 da. Yeah, okay, Sonny, look, they're coming after Ava. Okay, you got Avery, you got her. Okay, I'm taking care of this. I don't know what has happened. I really don't. And it's to the point now where I'm just like, okay, Candace, sit down, take a look at the structure of the show. Is there anything particular that I really like on this show? And the sad thing is that I can't say yes to that there's some things that I'm just like, that was an interesting decision. This was interesting. Okay. Like Zeke telling already that Curtis and they kissed and all that. I'm like, okay, Dad, y'all didn't waste no time with Zeke telling that situation. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm glad Elizabeth is head nurse. Yeah. Okay. I like the fact, okay, I will say that I'm intrigued in the Taggart, Jordan, the commissioner, mayor stuff. Okay, I'm good with that. I don't know if now we've turned the tables. Do we want Jordan and Zeke, or do we want Jordan and Taggart? Okay. Let's see what else is going on in there. Sure. I don't care about Gladys.
No, she's got to be found out.
Joss needs to sit herself down because and that's another thing. I would have been okay. See, if you would have said Joss is doing this because something happened to her father, because remember Sonny told him to stay out of the country, I would have been like, oh, okay, Joss must have found out something about her father, and something bad happened to Jax, and because she finds out that Sonny is involved in it. You could have sold me that. You could have told me that Josh went to Michael and says, you know how he did your father, even though it was Ava who did your father and Michael. I don't know if you know that or not. I just see where that reawakens the fact of Sonny and Carly and what happened with AJ and stuff. And Michael was like, you know what? I don't want this to happen to you. Okay, da-da-da-da. You could have really told a good storyline. But no, just because Sonny chose Nina over y'all mama, y'all are mad. Right. How many times did Carly choose somebody else over than your own fathers? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yep.
But like I said, like this, I'm trying, you guys, and I'm really trying. I'm going to try. I know some of you guys are saying, Candace, just like try. I'm going to try, but as of right now, I'm on General Hospital medical leave. David, is there anything you like on this show?
Yeah, I think it's a one-up. I say Tracy is a better foil for Brooklyn and Chase than Link was. And I like to see how this goes. Do you ever see those cartoons, Candace, where you have the angel on one shoulder and you got the devil on the other?
Every time I watch the show. Yep.
Do you? And I think that's Brooklyn with Tracy and Chase.
I'm still trying to figure out how they messed that up.
That I have to agree. I have to agree that as much as I appreciate Josh's singing, that was probably the best part of that storyline. I am so glad that part is over.
Yeah.
And they get into the real stuff because they have it. And GH just needs to know how to use it. I mean, I swear it's going to be like they just give it to certain couples and then they'll let others because.
But see, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Well, let me just say this. Before Dex and Jocelyn, technically even before Cameron and Jocelyn, definitely before Sabrina and Trina, they had Brooklyn and Chase. Brooklyn and Chase was set in stone, I'm going to say around COVID time, which was almost 3 years ago. That's the problem. It's been 3 years now. How did you not execute? And here's the thing. For those who kept saying actors, we had 2 Brooklyns and 1 Chase. Y'all tell me where the problem is, because it really wasn't. It's the writing for it. It's like you did not fully I don't even know how that even was possible because you was doing good and then you messed up. I get there's other focus that need. See, that's the problem. There's 2 GH fans. Tell me if I'm lying. There's too many people on this canvas. They need to break it down, because that is one, I will say this, one of the downsides of this, the downsides of all this is, yes, you have a great cast. Don't get it twisted. But you got too many people to, like, you're right, like, instead of breaking it down to a B, a C storyline, you really don't. Right now, you only got an A and B storyline. The C and D and E storylines are barely being touched. And when they do get touched, you don't know where you're going at with this. Case in point, we all called it that Christina may be a surrogate for Molly and TJ.
Yep.
This came out of nowhere, but we kind of assumed it. But there are certain things that, again, you have Molly, right? We're still dealing with Sasha because, you know, we want Homegirl to be okay. We're dealing with, what's his name? Gregory Harris, his character. He got, Lou Garrett, I think. Then we have, trying to make sure we got everybody here. I'm going through the families here. Hold on, please. We got 2 coma patients. Let me see what else is going on. Who else is sick? Anybody else sick?
Esme.
That Martin hit his head. I'm like, what the heck?
Mark, I think that was GH making fun of itself. And
I didn't laugh.
I'm hoping against them that's not going to happen with Martin, and he wakes up as Tad Martin.
Yeah, but he did say he had some wives. He did say he had some ex-wives, and I'm like, all right, GH, who are you going to cast? Yeah, he has 3. So I'm like, who y'all going to cast? Let me guess. Katie McClain, Bobby Eakes, and somebody else. I'm just saying, but you see what my problem is, right? If you can get all 3 of them, if you can get Katie, if you can get, who did I just say? Bobby Eakes. I want all my children back on TV. All my children back on TV. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you got that much energy, ABC and Frank, I need for All My Children and One Life to be back on ABC daytime. Stop this foolery. So as soon as they said the ex-wives, I was like, who y'all going to cast?
Yep. We knew that back when, because Anna had used that on him to get to Lucy before. I'm like, So we were wondering. Now, what I didn't go in was he paying the ex-wives or was he being paid?
I think that he's paying them.
He's paying the alimony. That's what I thought. And it was only number 3. So.
Yep.
So, it could happen. I think they're on tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're on tomorrow. But that was, I think, I have pretty much the same concerns about the show and how everything takes so long. Did you see the call sheet that was on, that they had posted on Twitter? They don't, it seems like they don't tape in order like they haven't in a while.
Oh, yeah, they don't. They tape out of sequence now with some people based off of their call time. Like, their
And set.
Yeah, a lot of the soaps do that. Like, Bold does it, Young and Restless, Days does it.
They all do that? Well,
Yep.
Then I can't really blame that on reveals taking so long. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had basically the same concerns. It's that one where I saw it was a little better, but they need to keep working on my favorite couple too. I like the couples. They just need time, and they need time and energy and focus, and it's hard when you have a cast so big.
Mhm.
I mean, the chemistry is there. They just can't write. Either they can't write for them, or they don't feel like writing for them when they have. They think, well, they're your favorites now, so you can wait for them. But we have what do you call that? We got focal issues where if we like them, we want to see them more often.
Just don't show it. Don't just show me the people that I want to see. I want to see story for them to go along with it.
Mhm.
That's why I said, like, I'm going to use Spencer and Trina, because they are. I'm going to say this: they are the moment. They are the thing.
Right.
They're talked about. They trend all the time, but they need to get out of this whole Esme storyline, and I need to see some progress between those two. Now, granted, I always say this: I like individual storylines for my couples, which is true. Trina, is finding her footing with her new father, even though I need for somebody to tell me that this is a dream and I'm going to wake up from it. I like the fact that she's trying to figure out what's going on with Curtis and all of them. I love the fact that Spencer, Spencer is trying to be a co-parent while dealing with Esme and everything. But I need to see Spencer and Trina. I need to see some kissing. I need to see some hand-holding. I need to see them go on their first date. I need to see a montage, too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dex and Josh got their montage. Chase and Brooklyn got their montage.
And let me just say this real quick. This is not a shade to anybody, but I'm still trying to figure out that. Dex and Josh, why? Why did they get a montage? How long have they been together?
Not that long.
Yet? Right.
Not that long. I don't know what they did. Unless they're doing like the summer, the couple for the summer or something like that.
And I'm gonna say this right now, GH. I need to know more backstory on that. I need to know what his real purpose is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to me, I think that's something else that y'all just assumed we was gonna forget because you paired him up with Josh.
Hopefully it's explosive. And we care about it.
I'm just going to say this. He better not be related to anybody. At first, I was like, okay, he could be. But no, I don't want him to be related to nobody. Because if I say it, y'all going to find a character from 1979 to make his grandfather, or 1980 to say that this is his father. And I'm going to be like, really? Who is that? Oh, okay.
Did you know I saw in one of the magazines, I'm trying to think where I read it. All right. There's something saying, and I don't know if it's a prediction, but people are saying that he's Kim and Julian's son. And we all know that Leo would be the older one.
Okay.
So if they
say that's Kim and Julian's son, I'm like, Dad, that is some quick store asses.
Yeah, that is, because Leo would be the older child.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is normally the oldest. So I hope they don't go in that direction. However, if they do have it like he's one of Julian's other kids that he never knew, that would then make up. But we don't want. So maybe would it be better if he was not related to anyone on the canvas right now?
My whole thing is this. okay. Would I like it to be Dex doing this? Like, okay, when I say what I'm about to say, I hope, I'm praying to soak Jesus above that they write it where Dex is the one that leaked all the information to the FCC or whatnot, right? Or
right.
All of this. Like, all of this is because of Dex, right? But first and foremost, I'm going to need for GH to do trace the timeline with this. Because the thing that stood out to me the most was he did not want to leave the mob, like he didn't want to leave Sonny, like Sonny and Michael, that whole situation. I'm like, wait a minute. Sonny gave you an out and you didn't take it. Why? Why are you still so invested? Right. Why are you still so invested in all of this? Are you a spy? Are you feeding somebody some intel? What the heck is going on? I would love for it to be revealed that he is working with somebody that we, the audience, do know, and be like, oh my God, like mind blown. I just don't trust them to do it. That's the sad part. Like
you got to be patient, I guess.
But Dex has been on for a year now. This is where we need to, like, within a year, like in the last couple of weeks, there should have been some breadcrumbs. Like, okay, Dex is on the phone. Like I can see a scene where Dex is on the phone and he's like, yeah, don't worry, I got it all handled. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so I'll talk to you later because Josh walks in, right? Josh says, who are you talking to? Oh, it's just one of my old military buddies. Because they make sure to tell us he was in the military. Every twist and turn, we get, oh, yeah, he used to be in the military. Okay. Then he goes ahead and he's like, telling Michael something, or, Dex asks, so would this be really crucial if it got leaked out? Something to make us audience be like, hey, man, why is he asking all these questions? Like, what's going on here? And like we kept saying, Josh is the weakest link because he could be using her to keep in with Carly and all of them. Like Josh is going to give him some information while he's loving her up in the afternoon. Does he care for Josh? Of course he does. But at the same time, he's using her to get some information. That's how I would write it. But
that sounds good to me. Well, let's move on to go ahead.
Real quick, because my whole thing is, what made Michael decide for Dex, and why did Dex take on this job?
Yep, Sonny.
So,
I don't know why he has something against Sonny, but that's what I thought. That was mine. But I don't know. It seems like they dropped it. They don't want us to think about that part anymore for some apparent reason.
So I don't know.
I don't know. So, want to go in a happier situation?
Yeah.
You going B&B?
Yeah, let's go to Bold and Beautiful.
Do you feel sad for Liam?
No.
Not at all?
That's the only thing okay. Let me just say this. I feel as though this is karma for all the times Liam has done this to Stephanie and to Hope. And Ivy.
Right. Okay. And Ivy.
That's the only thing I'm going to say nice about this. Is that karma to Liam is karma. Now, Bold, you shocked me. Because I was like, all right, Thomas is going to be the one. Yes, I did say Thomas. I did. But the fact that Hope did it, not once, but twice, and was at peace with it, I was like, oh, so y'all really going to go there with this. So you got Thomas, who, just like us, was like, wait, did this just happen? Yeah, it just happened. Y'all holding hands, strolling through Rome and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Liam, before that, Liam, had a conversation where Bill is like, go get your girl, go get her. And you got Liam, looking around, and he actually sees it. His heart is broken. Now, both what I knew y'all was going to do, and I was like,
I didn't want that.
Well, this is the thing. This proved my point. This actually proved the point. You got Steffi, who was all like, okay, they're touching hands, they're holding arms. What's Hope up to now? I'm going to keep an eye on y'all. Instead of acting like a CEO that she is. So when she saw Liam crying and everything, I'm like, Steffi, walk away. But I'm going to say this. Steffi likes the weak Liam. She does. I'm sorry, because she feels as though this is karma, too, for all the times that Liam has done this, has picked Hope, precious Hope, over Steffi, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here you got Liam. He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel like. So I guess he felt as though if he kissed Steffi, it was going to be even. Now, Steffi,
at least
I
he
want to
told
remind, right? But this is my thing, Steffi. In that moment when he leaned in, you should have let him fall on his face instead of kissing him. And even though you looked it kind of thrown off, I noticed you didn't pull away so fast. And that's my whole issue. Is, okay, you did your part, Steffi, but you are a married woman with 2 babies. So now we have a problem. Because, all right, Liam, you saw with your own 2 eyes Hope and Thomas kissing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to confront Hope before you go to Thomas. You need to confront the person that initiated this situation, which was Hope. Steffi, I need for you to tell Finn what Liam did. Because if you don't, and Liam, you also need to tell Hope, and Liam, don't think you're getting out of this. You need to tell Hope you kissed Steffi because of what Hope did. However, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Out of all of this,
honesty out in the open.
Right. But at the end of the day, the person that I need to be honest with them, with their spouse, is Steffi. Because you already got, see, this is the problem with Steffi. Okay. I get that you feel as though it's like, the song Taylor Swift, Karma. In case y'all haven't heard her song, it's a great song.
I think so.
But the problem is that Steffi, I get that part of you is really jumping up and down okay, Hope's the bad girl in this. She's the one that's been playing, both sides and stuff like that. Okay, this is so much fun. All I got to do is stir a pot. Okay, Steffi, you stirred the pot. You told Liam, think about it. Could it be that Hope probably does like, Thomas, da-da-da-da. It's not just my brother who's playing both sides. It's Hope. Okay, walk away, Steffi. That's all you had to do is walk away because Thomas let Hope fall on her face and whatnot. But you kept instigating it a little bit. Not saying that you pushed Thomas and Hope together. You didn't. But you kept saying, well, I know what I saw. I saw y'all holding hands and stuff like that. Okay. Liam got a weak. It's here's the thing. Liam can't handle confrontation because if I was Liam, if I was Liam, real talk, I would have been running up the steps and pushed Hope and Thomas away, and I'll look at Hope and says, yes, surprise. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm in Rome. Rome, where'd she go? Here I am. and say, I need to talk to you. I wouldn't grab like, the mess. I would just tell Hope, we need to talk right now. But instead, Liam, you see Hope, but you go over to Steffi. Like, come on now.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's like, but Liam also knows. See, here's another thing. Liam knows that he can do that. Liam knows darn good well he can do that because Steffi has allowed it and Hope has allowed it. But Steffi needs to say no. There needs to be some boundaries, folks. There needs to be some boundaries now. And like I said, if Steffi doesn't tell Finn, then I'm going to be really mad at Steffi more than anything. Because if you don't tell Finn that Hope kissed you, and yes, Steffi, you kind of kissed back a little bit. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you don't tell Finn that Liam kissed you, then I'm going to have a problem because Finn's already Finn already asked you, Steffi, once. What is it about you and Liam? Like, what is it that you, other than Kelly, there should be nothing else?
There should be nothing else.
So, like I said, I'm curious as to what happens. Yeah. I'm just like, whew, okay, Bo went there. Now, the other part of this. Darn it, Brooke. Darn it.
The keyhole?
Huh?
The keyhole.
Well, first and foremost, beautiful scenery. Beautiful. Yep. And that's what they call them over in Italy. Beautiful.
Thank you, Casey.
Oh, yeah, Casey gets a round of applause for that because he scouted that scenery. But, I like Brooke. I used to like Bridge. I like Taylor. I used to like Tridge. Here's what happened. I realized Bridge was playing both women, just like somebody else. But I always said one of them was smarter than the average person. And I would think that was both of these women. Y'all broke y'all friendship over this man. Seriously, all jokes aside.
Seriously.
Brooke, you looked so desperate. And again, my whole thing is, okay, when you telling Ridge, I just want to be your Logan again. I miss this.
Oh, God.
I miss us. Come on, it's not the same.
It's time she grows up. It's time.
But my thing is, we did this. But this is my problem. Okay, it's like we did this whole thing. See, this was irks me. You have these women saying they're empowered and they're independent and they don't need Ridge. Okay, like I said, the person I kept looking at was Taylor for this. But I see that Taylor was desperate to try to get Ridge back. But Brooke, you went out of your way to set up when Ridge, when Brooke said, if there was a sign, no, Ridge said, well, maybe if there's a sign. And then all of a sudden, here comes the boom, boom, boom. I'm like, Brooke, you really had somebody set the bomb, the fire cannons and all that, like, to prove, like, these are your signs. Like, girl, like, I'm like, okay, we're not doing this. And then y'all going to try to get back. I'm like, and then you can tell Ridge is like, he's like, yes, I wore her down. But that's my problem. It's like, so that means that the person that's going to get hurt, besides me, because I'm saying this for the uptake time, is Taylor. Even though Taylor,
broke up.
She thought that maybe that she could get Ridge back. But now I hope, now that Brooke and Ridge are back together, I hope this is a wake-up call for Taylor.
Amen.
I need for Taylor to find somebody else worthy of her. Because see, because again, because right now, and by the way, social media fans, I saw the post. I went and put it past Bowl to do it because why not? So here's the people that's going to get hurt in all of this when everything is coming out, the truth comes out. Out of the Hope Liam situation, neither one of them, because Liam saw you kiss Thomas Hope, but Hope, you don't know that Liam kissed Steffi. Then you got the whole Liam, Steffi, Finn situation. Well, Steffi knows that Liam saw Hope and Thomas kiss, and Liam kissed you, Steffi, but Finn doesn't know that. Okay. Brooke and Ridge are back together. Taylor doesn't know that. So what people are saying on social media is that Taylor and Finn are going to hook up.
Oh.
Because they got hurt.
Oh, because of that kid?
Because they got hurt. Yeah, because of everything that happened. It's like, who do they turn to?
Yeah, Shock TV.
But you know what the crazy thing is? It's not Shock TV. Bold and Beautiful has done this before. So I went to the past them to do it because Kristen Allen and Tanner has chemistry. We've seen it.
Yeah, they do.
But that was the big story, obviously, on Bold and Beautiful is that Hope and Thomas kissed, Liam and Steffi kissed. I didn't kiss nobody. So there you go. David didn't either. So apparently, and again, Rome, we miss you much. And Casey, you definitely get a shout out because, and I do, I guess I can say this. I guess I can.
Yep.
I think so. I have to say it. I got some tea. This is not the last location shoot you're going to see from Bold. Okay, moving on to Young and Restless.
Moving on. Oh,
okay.
You're holding us over.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Young, you did exactly what I thought you were going to do, and that's not a good thing for what I'm about to say. But I will say that there was some tremendous acting from this cast. And I'm singling 4 people out. I want to give it, and I'm going to tell you right now, don't be surprised, folks. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Let me give it to 5. And I'm going to say this, don't be surprised if next year you see these names on the Emmy ballot. Sharon Case. The fact that Sharon had to confront her past.
Again.
And also the fact that her child was in the mix of that. You can see how she was trying to handle all of this, but it's like the reality kicked in when you saw Faith strapped to some bombs.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like...
Yeah, I know that.
I'm like, okay. Raylan, who plays Faith, girl, you sold that. The panic,
she knocked it out of that pop.
Right. I'm like, I feel, because here's the thing with the character of Faith, and I'm going to get into my downfall in a few minutes. The character of Faith has been through a lot, especially this version of her. The fact that Cameron, by the way, seriously, Lyndon Ashby better get guest performer. And by the way, that is the correct way to do a guest performer. I'm being serious right now. You have her freaking out. Cameron is like taking her back to the same hotel that he beat her mother up at. That freaked me out. I'm like, yo, why is he about to do the same thing?
Nostalgia.
It's like it was one of those where it was like when you realize, first and foremost, like I said, if you've been watching Young and Restless as long as we have, when you saw that bottle, it was like, wait a minute, we've seen that bottle before. We know what this is about. And the fact that you use the flashbacks to help new audience and also kind of get the old fans remembering about this storyline was brilliant. The fact that you tied, like I said, the past to the present by using Faith as the anchor, I'm like, I'm sold. The fact that Nick had to make that choice, which, again, flip side on that, his brother had to do the same thing too, but in a different scenario. But the fact that you had Sharon and Nick working together, Chance is like, okay, I'm going to try to do this whole thing. But then when Sharon stabbed the mess out of Cameron, she's like, ah! And I'm like, okay, is he really dead? Because, nobody in soaps is really dead.
No.
So I'm like, I said it was quick. The storyline was quick, but it met the agenda of,
it did.
Okay, this chapter of Sharon's life is actually over. Question mark. So I still don't believe that man's dead, okay? Now, the downfall. I'm like, okay, Faith is going to have post-traumatic stress. No, she's going back to school, y'all. She left town. I'm like, okay, Young and Restless, y'all know during the well, she should have stayed a little bit longer. Okay.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I would like to give Mark Grossman and Courtney Hope their props. Because here's the deal. Look, we all said this baby wasn't going to make it. Point blank, period. And yes, I know a lot of people was like, okay, Courtney, the character Sally, her purpose is she has no purpose. And I'm going to say this. I know what it's like to suffer a loss like that, not a stillborn. There's many people out here who does, and I love the fact Courtney posted on Instagram about this. Sally is heartbroken because, like she said, maybe I didn't deserve this. She's punishing herself. Right. She's playing certain beats. Now, what I will say is the fact that because Adam had to make that choice. Now, do I think they should have let Sally make that choice? Yes, I do. Because even though Adam is, quote, unquote, the baby daddy and all that, I think they should have let Sally do it a little bit. But I understand because she's an emotional, da-da-da-da. I love the fact Elena broke it down, saying, look, this is what happened, da-da-da-da-da-da. I like the explanation of all that. The story, to me, it hit all the right beats, but now I'm going to need, in the next couple of weeks, not now, not next week, because the girl's grieving. I need I need to know some things. I also need to say this. The character of Adam Newman needs to step up big time. Because I'm like, I don't know who this is. If this is a thing that turns him back to being evil and dark and stuff, okay. Yes, because
you think
this
that's
is the second. It should. It should. Because at this point, keep in mind, Adam has lost 2 children. Actually, he doesn't really, I can't explain it, but they need to do better writing for Adam Newman. And we need to find a purpose for Sally because, yes, as of today, she moved in with Nick and everything, but I need some pizzazz from this character. I feel as though, okay, this needs to be her anchor for something else because I don't want her to fall into the category of a Chelsea, of a Sharon, of a Stage. And that's basically what she's been. So I need for Young and the Restless to show me what is different about Sally that is not like the other women. I need that. Push comes to shove. I love Courtney Hope. Like I said, if you don't know how to utilize her on Young and the Restless, have her go across the hall to Bold and the Beautiful. Wyatt needs her. Liam may need her, too. Thomas, too. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
All of them.
Yep. And Audra's still my favorite character.
You still like Audra?
I still like that girl. Woo! I needed
around.
this. She is getting. She's my vixen. She's my vixen. She's my vixen blessing. Yes, she is. Because Victor saw Nate and Audra, and I'm like this. Okay, Victor, you know something's up. You even said something to them, and then you got Victoria real quick before we got. Then you got Victoria telling Nick to take a leave of absence because Nate's now the new CEO. I'm the COO. I'm like, let's go. Something is about to go down. Kyle and Summer busted up. Audra and Kyle are hooked up. I don't know what's happening on this show, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is giving me drama.
Oh, my God. Look, we went from one aspect that's depressing you to one that's making you happy.
Yeah. And, by the way, real quick, if you saw today's episode, I did not know this was going to happen. We got a Hillary and Devon flashback. I was like, I'm done.
How about that? I never expected that. That was out of...
Right. And the Jerry Douglas tribute to John Abbott, beautifully done, because it wasn't what a lot of people thought it was. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Young and the Restless, to this day, I will go down swinging because I know who did it. Killing off John Abbott before Jerry Douglas wanted to leave the show was the biggest mistake one of the biggest mistakes you could ever have made by killing John Abbott off.
It is.
So, all right. I think we're good.
Okay. I think we're good. Want to say, I thank you, Candace, for joining me tonight. I wish we had Anthony. Okay. So
we'll find out where they at. I'm gonna find out where they at.
We'll find out. July the 10th. I know we won't have Anthony then, so we got to we'll build it up. So
okay.
There we go.
All right,
so
guys.
We'll
make sure you guys see you guys then.
Yep.
Make sure you listen to previous episodes on Blog Talk Radio, and also support the soap. Bye, guys. I'm still on GH Medical Leave.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.